Hello, hello, my Facebook friends, as announced by Renata in the post this week. Today I would do a Facebook Live around setting goals. And if you've read the post that we've put out today, we really have been starting to talk about goal setting. And why do we talk about goal setting? Obviously, it's the beginning of the year. It's still January, right? It's still the first month of the year. And we usually spend time in the beginning of the year to really look at how does it work with the goals that we have for this year. And therefore, we put some information out there, but also I would like to talk about it a little bit myself. Maybe introduce myself a little bit for those of you who haven't seen the videos before. My name is Eric ten Haven. I'm the lead trainer for Peter Sage's Elite Mentorship Forum. I work with Peter Sage. If you want to look him up, he is a personal development mentor, trainer, coach. And I am his business partner and one of his lead trainers. And we wanted to start sharing his messages and my insights in this Facebook group to bring all of us together to see how the teachings that he has can help you in your professional career. So, goals, right. So one of the things to really look at when you're setting goals is what is the intention that you're setting your goals for. Um, you shouldn't be making your goals or setting your goals for, okay, I want to please everybody else, right? You're setting your goals for yourself, and you're setting your goals mainly, as the post this week also described, not so much for reaching the end line or reaching the finish line, but you're setting goals because to achieve those goals, usually you need to become a different person. You need to become better. You need to become stronger in certain areas. You might need to become smarter in certain things. One of the big things for me for this year is to grow my own coaching and training business. And to do that, I need to become really good at marketing. So by setting the goal that I want to achieve a certain level of success with this role and with this job, I would need to become a different person, i.e., I need to become very good at online marketing or digital marketing. That is really the objective for me, right? Clearly, that was something that was missing in my skill set and in my skill set as an entrepreneur, and therefore that is something that I will have to develop this year to reach that goal of becoming a public speaker, becoming an expert. So what is the intention? So if you look at your different goals, look at what is the intention behind it, right? You can set a goal of running a marathon, right? That's many people do that, right? I want to be so fit that I will run a marathon. So what is really the intention behind this? Really think about that. The intention behind it is not so much that you finish the 27 miles or 40 kilometers, I think it is, for a marathon. The intention behind that is you create physical fitness, or you create a feeling of, you work on your longevity, or you think that by doing that, right, you become physically fit and active, or you become disciplined, right, because you need to train for it. So the intention behind setting goals is really important. Think about that when you're setting your goals for this year. Okay, the second thing is many people make the mistake of setting something that is too big. And very often we talk about, right, you usually overestimate what you can achieve in a year, but you usually underestimate what you can achieve in 5 or 6 or 10 years, right? So it's good to set long-term goals because in the long term we can achieve much more than we think. But a year is not that long. And if you're setting goals for a year, what I would encourage you to do is to set goals that are exciting enough for you, right? So they make you a little bit uncomfortable. Um, they start to feel, well, I don't know if I can actually achieve that. But they shouldn't be so big that you start doubting yourself. Because when doubt creeps into your goals, right? Then if you've read up or listened into some quantum physics things, then you know that if doubt creeps in our mind, right? Well, it's a big goal. I don't really think I can achieve it. We are actually radiating this out to the universe, right? So if doubt creeps in and we are not convinced we're actually going to achieve the goal that we're setting for ourselves, we will send a signal to the universe that it might not happen. So we don't want that. We want it to be stretchy. We want it to make you excited, but be really aware whether doubt comes in. If doubt creeps in around your goal, then it's too big. And what you will then do is you will send out a signal to the universe that the goal is too big, and therefore you set yourself up to fail. So don't do that. We call it the sweet spot. Somewhere where it's exciting and a little bit scary, but not big enough so you doubt yourself. Now the other thing, I already spoke about that. Most people that are in achiever mode, and in our world we call that by me. I'll talk about levels of consciousness in another video, but everything happens by me because I am doing the work, because I'm hustling, right? You overachievers under this group, right? If you are that kind of person, then usually you think, okay, I'm setting a goal, my purpose is to achieve it, right? I want to get to the finish line. But as I just mentioned, there is something else going on, which is the more important thing is what is the person that you need to become to actually achieve the goal? And that can go very far. For instance, in relationships, if you're single right now, or if you're in an unhappy relationship and you want to change that and you want to attract somebody new, right? You can have all the criteria in the world over what that person should look like, what he or she should be like, how intelligent that person is, how smart, how sexy, how sporty, right? You can set all sorts of criteria, and that's my goal, that's what I want to achieve. But if you don't become the person that attracts that person in your life, nothing will happen. So in many areas, whether it's in money, right? If you want to double your income, okay. So what do you need to become to actually achieve that? What do you need to do? How do you need to grow and develop and mature to do that? Because that is lasting change, right? Achieving the goal is great, but just achieving a goal in hustle mentality, when we're going to do this, that's not sustainable. But the growth that we go through, the growth of the person that we are actually becoming when we want to achieve that goal, that is lasting change. If you become better at online marketing, like I mentioned in the beginning, or if you become a better person to attract a certain person in your life, or if you become more savvy with investing, that skill and that knowledge and that change in you won't go away, right? That's lasting change. And therefore, 10 years or multiple years is usually a compounding effect of every year becoming a better version of you. Because every year you're becoming a better version of yourself. The things you learned the previous year, you carry over to the next year and you become even better. You become even a better person in certain areas. So the person you become in order to achieve the goal is actually the objective of setting some goals. Okay, now some practical things, one practical thing. For those of you list builders and to-do list builders and people that write, a million things on your list of what you want to achieve, I would like you to consider to have only 3 goals this year. Try to see if you can have only 3 goals, major goals. Yeah, they can be big and they can be in different areas. The reason for that is, it's a bit of a funny statement, but the reason for it is our mind actually goes 1, 2, 3, many. So for all you list builders and your spreadsheet builders and your multiple goal setters and your 10 layers down, the mind can really not comprehend it. So I would suggest stick to 3, right? The mind goes 1, 2, 3, many. The many is confusion, right? And this is also related to the quantum field and the energy that we are radiating. Even if we are, let's say, in meditation, or if we're calm, if we are thinking about our goals, even 3 is already a lot, right? So I would say we do 1 at a time, right? We envision 1 at a time and build everything around that particular goal in our, for instance, in our meditations. But more than 3 is almost impossible. So the interesting thing is they can be different areas, right? They can be different areas where you are setting your goals. But pick a goal big enough for all these areas. So at least include something, I would say, around your career or finances or you know, money issues, basically. Make sure you have something around that. The second thing I would definitely encourage you to have something around is your health, your well-being, right? What are you doing in terms of personal growth, personal development maybe, or meditation, mindset? What are you doing in sports, right? Pick something that is really important for you. For instance, at the beginning of this year, I had set myself a goal that I want to start doing exercise in a way that is no barriers, easy to do, but it creates discipline for me to exercise. So I've started running again. I did running in the past, um, and have been always quite frustrated at it. I started and stopped and whatever. And so the goal that I've set myself is not so much to run a marathon, but more that I link in exercise in my pattern and in my day, if I can, every day. So the first thing I did was I went to a very expensive running shop and I got myself a pair of very, very good running shoes. But this is also because I'm congruent with my intention, right? I want to start running. I want to do it properly. I go to a shop. I get good advice. So I bought the whole kit, right? Proper shoes for my feet, for my running. They had videos to shoot my feet to make sure that I had the right shoes and that my ankles were not tipping into or bending into the inside. So I got all the kit. And then I started running. And I've now been running for 2.5 weeks. And the first time was terrible, of course, right? Because I hadn't been running for, I don't know, long time, maybe a year, maybe more. But slowly, 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 what you can see is that things are improving, right? And my body goes, oh, wait a minute, we are now running, so I need to adopt the identity of a runner. I need to have the discipline. I need to go out. My whole mindset needs to be in the right place. But before I know it, things are getting, quite easy and quite smooth. And now I'm running 4 kilometers and it's easy, right? And I just do it in between work, right? I go, okay, I've got 20 minutes, 25 minutes, let's go. There's no excuse because I can just put on my kit, I can put on my shoes, I go outside, and by doing that, I'm creating something that is doable, achievable, and that keeps me in shape and in the discipline. But not too many goals. 1, 2, 3, many. Remember that. So pick 3 areas. So those were the 2 areas I meant, and then I think maybe the other area you could look at is I said your career, but I think especially this year, I think we're going to face a lot of uncertainty and a lot of turmoil. So I would say look at the money side of your life as well. Make sure you're setting yourself some goals for creating reserves, meaning make sure you've got some cash at hand this year for if things are getting tough. I don't want to go into politics and stuff that's going on, but I could foresee, you can see it with the inflation figures, you can see it with, a lot of things that are happening in the world, the war, Ukraine, whatever you think about that, but there's a lot of unrest. So I would set a goal around creating a buffer, creating freedom. It doesn't have to be financial freedom, but set yourself a goal. If you don't have cash at hand or anything at hand, set yourself a goal for having at least, I don't know, 20,000, 30,000, whatever the number is for you, dollars, by the end of the year in a reserve, in a cash bank account, so you can do things. Okay. In our Elite Mentorship Forum training, we go a lot deeper into the quantum physics world. And maybe in a future live stream, I will talk about that, the quantum physics side. But one of the things that I would want to leave you with is the strength of feeling your goals into existence. So what does that mean? Once you've set your goals in those different areas, and once they are a little bit uncomfortable, but not so much that you doubt them, write them out, right? Write out what your goals are. Explain in detail what they look like. Explain also in detail the feeling you would have once you achieve them, because this is really, really important. If you can feel it, if you can feel what it looks like once you, then you can send out that signal to the universe and attract it. And why is it so important? Well, if you can, if you can comprehend it, if you can think about it, then it's basically in your head, right? It's a rational interpretation of your goal, right? It's numbers on a bank account, it's miles on the clock, it's the criteria fulfilled for the perfect partner. It's an analytical exercise. That's great, right? That gives you the picture. But try to describe the feelings that you would have once you achieve that goal. Because those can be feelings of happiness, of bliss, of joy, of excitement, of whatever it may be for you. For instance, for me, right, I see myself getting leaner, losing weight, and the main feeling that I attach to this running that I'm doing is the feeling of vigor, I think it's the word in English, of sparkle, of energy, of endurance, right? Not being tired, being able to run for half an hour or an hour, right? Having that stamina to go and do things for a longer period of time. And the oxygen that flows through my body, my heart, my brain, right? That's what I'm feeling, right? You can feel if you're exercising, if you're running, you can feel the rush of oxygenated blood going through your body and going through your brain. And those kind of feelings I attach with being in shape and being fit. Now, for that, I need to do the work. I need to get in training, I need to get fit, but I'm attaching that feeling of those kind of things to the end result. The end result of running, I don't know, 45 minutes or an hour, it doesn't matter. Why are those feelings so important? Because that is of the statement that I just said, right? I would like you to consider to feel your goals into existence. So this is very different from the hard work of, okay, I've got 20 steps to get there, right? Obviously, we need to take action. We need to do stuff, right? If we want to make more money, we need to start a business or we need to start something. If we want to attract another partner, we need to go out there. We need to present ourselves. We need to find someone. If we want to, get fit physically, we need to go to the gym or we need to go running. We need to do some things. But there is a much more powerful force here that we can tap into, and that's the quantum field. So if you can feel those feelings that you want to have when you achieve the goals that you set for yourself, then you can feel them into existence. So every day, take a little bit of time in the morning or in the evening, but better in the morning, and think about your goals. Think deeply about them and connect to the feeling that you actually have when you achieve them. If you can do that, and if you can bring yourself in a state of feeling your goals when they have already happened, you're actually broadcasting a signal. And the reason that signal is so strong, because that signal no longer comes from your intellectual mind, but that signal comes from your heart. That signal comes from an energy source that I think is 100 or 200 times more powerful than our brain. And our heart radiates energy out into the world and out into the universe at a much, much more powerful level than our brain ever can. So that's what I would like you to do. Feel your goals into existence and feel them every day. Attach to those feelings every day. When in my life, when things don't go as smoothly, when I don't achieve what I want to achieve, when things are tough and I get stuck and things don't progress, my bad tendency is to work harder, do more, work longer hours, hustle harder. And only recently I've realized that I've actually given up on my meditations in the morning, and I'm not doing them the way I should be doing them. And I'm working hard in the physical world, but I'm not using the quantum field to go and come to my help and to my rescue and to my assistance. So therefore, I've gotten back into that, and the change it has made in me already this week is amazing. Things are coming in flow, opportunities show up. It is so powerful, my friends, to do that. So spend time in the morning to feel your goals into existence. Attach to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled, of your dreams fulfilled, and connect to that in the morning and see what happens. I wish you all the best and all the luck with your goal setting. I hope this was useful for you. I hope this was of service to you. And I've seen some responses from Anne-Marie, Marijke. Anne-Marie is doing travel summer house and lose 2 stone. Okay. And Wendy will make it part of her morning routine to feel her goals into existence. Great. Well, thank you all for being here. And if you're watching the replay, don't be shy. Reply in the comments the insights you've had or the aha moments you had. I would love to hear from you. And also let me know if there's anything else that you would like me to talk about. We're going to do these things quite regularly. So this was one of the first ones that I put together and the team put together for you. But we're going to keep on doing this. So Be good, be amazing, set some crazy amazing goals for this year, and I will see you all on the next Facebook Live. Bye bye.